Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the show this evening is the one and only AK and the legend, the king, the presidente, Bill Bridgman. How we doing, lads? And I say that loosely.
Evening Upshire, evening Bridgman, evening everybody that's listening.
Sorry guys, that was really funny. El Presidente, you dancer, I love it. Can I just say good evening to yourself, Oxy, and yourself, AK, and the boys in the background. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, traditionally, AK, this would have been the Glasgow Fair Monday.
It is actually.
Aye, and the season starts tomorrow. You know, change days, and that shows you how early it is. We've got a big game tomorrow night, AK.
Football calendar as it is now, Ox. The season's hardly finished for last year, and then we're restarting it all over again. But this is the global world football, the calendar that FIFA and UEFA put together. So but a massive game ahead. I look forward to it.
Yes. Anyway, but it was remiss of me. How are we, gentlemen? How are you, Bridge? I'll come back to the football in a minute. How are you, Bridge?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much. Health-wise, it's a lot better than it was, but not quite 100%, but I'm getting there. I'm very happy.
I suppose
I hope yourselves the same. I hope you're the same yourself.
I suppose a fortnight in Mauritius always makes you feel better, AK, doesn't it?
As long as he does as good as his white bitch.
Oh boy.
Well, you've came a long way from Millport Bridge, I'll tell you. How are you, AK? You've not had the sun yet. You're waiting later on in the year. When the prices are they want to be tips and we'll not be able to afford to go to Millport next year.
No, you're right. We'll be rarely affording to get a cruise to Dunoon even. But I've got a later holiday this year. Big 5-0 birthday in October, so that's what I'm looking forward to my holidays.
Right, okay. Good to you are feeling well, and I hope all the listeners out there have had a decent summer so far, and it gets even better tomorrow night when Russell Martin's reign begins. Listen, as I said, DK, we've got a big game. Really early, Bridger. Really early.
We're laughing and smiling about it, but really, it's the earliest I've ever known. I can't remember, unless, of course, my memory's tricking me. I just don't remember anything like this. As you said, the Glasgow Fair this week, and we're playing the next day, Fair Monday, and we're playing Fair Tuesday. Unbelievable. Wow, something else, and such a major tie for us. And I don't know how what's going to happen tomorrow night. Other than I just hope it goes all right.
I'm looking forward to it. I understand people's trepidation. I think it was Fox before we came on was saying people don't know how we're going to play. And I'll be honest with you, I've seen the YouTube stuff the same as you, AK, and I've seen the bits and pieces. Really, it means nothing. You need to see how people gel, and we don't know how good these people are that we've signed. Do we see them week in, week out? Yeah.
No, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I mean, I think that's where the wee bit of the nervousness comes for the support, and I get that. But to have a white flag rolled up at this stage of the season before we even kicked a ball in anger, no, that's not my character to do that. And I'm pretty sure you and most of us listening, we don't have that kind of philosophy either. So it's a wee bit of a step into the unknown, as you say, with some of the players that we've signed. The only one that the boy Asgard I've seen before, and I was really impressed with him. a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, I think maybe injury. That old adage injury he's picked up. But I'm really looking forward to seeing him and seeing Lyle Cameron and that together. A midfielder, Rothwell, seems to be a good one. And it's obviously it's trying to integrate some of last year's squad with the new players, with a new philosophy, new fresh ideas for the management team, new management team. So I say let's leave the negativity outside Ibrox and give them our full support and see where it takes us.
I'm not saying that we're jinx, but Asgard was giving out his Christmas cards today. Aye, hopefully, you never know, he might make it, mate. You don't know. Stranger things have happened in European football. Right, obviously, as well as having the big game today, we had the 2 draws, which was another unique thing, yeah. You get a draw, who you potentially playing next, and then who you might be playing in a different competition. Wow, how things have changed. You used to just turn up, play whoever you come out the hat, then they all went in the hat again, and you see who you go, you either won or you lost, but things have changed, and it's financial. Okay, my take on it, AK Bridge, yeah. I think potentially, if we don't go through tomorrow night, we'll get a harder draw in the UEFA than we have in the Champions League to progress. Just my take on it. If you look at the teams historically, that is, I don't know how good they are this now. I've not even looked at them. I don't really show any interest in being really going to play them. But that's my quick take on it, yeah. And for the people who haven't said it, can you give them an update on who we play, AK? I know you're over it, Rash.
I don't know about that. I just had a quick dot down there, but in the Champions League draw, obviously we're Panathinaikos, and we've got 3 rounds before we get to the kind of league table stage. So if we progress and get by Panathinaikos, we've got Servette, the team for Switzerland that we played, was it last year or the year before? And Victoria Pilsen for Czech Republic, and then beyond that is definitely a harder. I've not noted it down, but you've got Benfica in amongst them that they could get. If we don't progress by Panathinaikos, we drop into the Europa League qualification, and it's either Besiktas or Shakhtar Donetsk. We played Shakhtar last year, didn't we, and we come unstuck. So it's, as you say, it's potentially a harder draw if we don't get by Panathinaikos, plus the monetary factor with ticket sales and the commercial aspects of it as well. So just look forward to this Panathinaikos game and see where it takes us.
Yeah, the third draw is Benfica, Club Brugge, Nice, Salzburg and Brann. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's yeah. So there's big names in there, and teams. Obviously, we played Nice last year. Yeah, away from home, turned them over. Yes. So Salzburg, not Brann. We've not played Club Brugge. We played their friendly. We'll take the second half performance in Benfica. Well, let's be honest. That was maybe the beginning of the end for my previous manager when that night Ibrox, when he had some bizarre tactics when we were attacking, because they were there for the taking. Now, I know they always spend a lot of money and have good sides, but I would say I would have them as favourites, but I would give us a chance. So we just have to win tomorrow night, Bridge, and see where it takes us, yeah?
Well, that's of course, I think most Rangers fans will be sitting thinking, a wee victory tomorrow night would do us a world of good. Yeah, in the situation we're in. But we just don't know enough about our players, or most of them anyway, have just come in the door to be 100% confident. I'm quite confident. I'm happy. I think we'll beat them. But give everybody a chance, you know. Everybody's looking forward to the game, and we want to know how we're going to play, and we want to play well for ourselves, for the team and among themselves, and for the club. And the fans, of course. Don't forget the fans. Just play well. Play your best you can do, and let's see what happens. That's what I say.
Aye. Well, I understand people's apprehension if we had an experienced manager, and I can see that. Yeah, there's no guarantees, there's no mugs, you know, at this level. Let's be really honest. So we don't know where it's going to take us, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how the team react, seeing what the tactics are, see if we've got more energy in the team, more pace. Looks as if we've got Bridges. Bridges got his poster boy. Somebody's, yeah. huge and playing at centre back. Only time will tell if he's any good or not. But I'm really
Aye,
interested to see how the team goes, mate.
Absolutely. I mean, listening to the press, and I'm sure we'll come on to it. Russell Martin said they've had 4 weeks to work on and to try and instill the kind of work ethic into the team, where they should be with the ball, where they should be without the ball, and all different aspects of that. So they're going to be bumps in the road. That's unavoidable. But it's trying to get your ideas across. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the short snippet. They put out a training video again there, Mox again, and they all seem to be enjoying the training. It's high intensity stuff. And it's obviously at this stage of the season, it's just getting minutes into legs and getting people up to speed. So they're new bodies in the building, as well as the experienced ones that's been the course and distance before. So it's just trying to integrate everything there and just hope it knits together the sooner the better, because you've got these games that's going to come thick and fast. But see, you get back to your point about...
Don't you talk to me about course and distance, mate. We'll fall in.
Oh, let it go. Frozen. I was just going to say about the new coach, new ideas, inexperience at our level. You just need to look at that World Club Champions Cup there. Who would have thought Chelsea would have won that with Maresca as their manager? And that's the first time that he's been at that level. So you never know. As long as you get players that buy into your ideas in it.
Of course, mate. You know, look, you need a bit of luck. You need people to perform. You need goalkeepers to keep ball out the net. You need strikers to put the net. There's no chance. You know, it's about players. Managers help. They can create winning teams, Bridgeman, but they can only do so much. Ultimately, when the game starts, it's the football players.
Yeah, how many times has that been said, you know? We won't know until they play. The manager can only do what the manager can do. But on the point that AK was saying about Chelsea, I thought Chelsea were absolutely magnificent. Absolutely brilliant. And I don't care who the manager was. That team playing like that would have won that game. It didn't matter who the manager was. What a great game it was. Great goal. Brilliant. Anyway,
Listen,
back to
I was looking for the two people that watched that tournament, and they were fun them.
I only saw 2 games. That was only 2 games. Only 2 games. I watched Inter Miami once, and I watched Chelsea. But really, truly, Chelsea were out of this world. That's all I can say. But they were out of this world. They'll probably go back and get absolutely hammered the first 2 games.
And the bread and butter. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll hear the first part of Russell Martin's interview that Fox has kindly cut into 2 parts. And as soon as we've heard the first part, we'll get the phone lines opened. Come and join us, give your thoughts, your hopes, your wishes, your apprehensions even. We'll accept them. But as I said, we'd like to be positive to at least the 7:46 tomorrow night, AK.
Absolutely. Bring it on.
Yes. Right, so let's hear from our manager. Yes, our manager, Russell Martin.
Russell, how would you sum up how you're feeling then so quickly heading into a game of this magnitude?
I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to the game. I said that to the players. They should, with the work they've put in for the last 4 weeks, they should be really excited about this game now, because it's all been geared towards this. So I'm really looking forward to it.
It's got an unforgiving schedule, I suppose, a game of this size, and it comes first. How ready do you and the squad feel?
We'll find out tomorrow. So in terms of preparation, work, physically, tactically, the connection between the way we work, the players, us, I've been so pleased over 4 weeks, but it's not a long time. So I think tomorrow is going to be a real big test for us to see how far along we are and see how much work we have to do. And also, I think that's the most interesting and exciting bit for us, the coaching staff, is that tomorrow we will learn a lot about the group and learn a lot about what we need to prioritise moving forward over the next few weeks.
I suppose part of the challenge is getting the squad ready. In terms of the ones that are here already, how are they, fitness-wise? Any concerns or anything?
No, I think obviously Tello's the only injury concern, so we'll keep monitoring him. We have a brilliant medical team, so they are working extremely hard to get him back as quickly as possible. yeah, it's like a misconception in football. It's a medical team that injure the players. It's not. They have to work very hard to get them back. So football can sometimes injure people. It is what it is. And actually to come through pre-season with only one real concern, I think is good from everyone. So it is collaborative, very much so. Sports science, medical, the chefs, everyone. They work really hard with us as coaching staff to make sure we prepare everyone as well as we possibly can. And I think everyone else is in really good shape.
Usually relish the challenge of having what could be a season-defining game first.
It's not going to be a season-defining game. It's not. So it's a really, really big game. But the season is a long season. We'll be defined by what we do between now and May. So you can build it up to be that. It's a big game. Every game for Rangers is a big game. Every game is a must-win at Rangers. But it's not season-defining. The squad will look very different in 4 or 5 weeks. I'm convinced of that. But the team we have now, the squad we have now, we have to put in a performance that looks like us, feels like us, and one that we can build off and ultimately win the game.
Russell, obviously, how excited are you to lead your team out tomorrow at Ibrox, see all the fans for the first time in a competitive game, Champions League, also leading a new era? You're here now, the new owners here now as well. How excited are you personally about that?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of change, and I think we try to manage change as well as we possibly can as a group, owners, staff, leadership team, Patrick and the gang from Ibrox, who we've seen lots as well. But I mean, every day I wake up and I'm honoured to be in this position. I feel extremely grateful for it. I'm excited by it, and I will give it everything I've absolutely got. We all will. So I think that's what this club demands, what the people demand, what the supporters demand, who will outstay all of us. So I just want to put a team on the pitch, and we do want to put a team on the pitch that they are proud of, and it has to start tomorrow. They have to see something to be excited about. We have to see something to be excited about. The players have to feel something to be excited about, and it's an amazing opportunity and game to do that in.
Tell us about Panathinaikos. Obviously, you say everything in these 4 weeks has been geared towards them. What are you expecting from them tomorrow?
They're a team that know each other well. They have some very talented players. They have some real strengths. But I think so do we. So I think the focus has been about us and trying to be better and awareness of the opposition, and we always will. But we haven't spent 4 weeks preparing for one game. We have a long season ahead of us. So definitely that over the last week, there's been more finer detail around what this game's going to require, physically, tactically, emotionally. And we have to try and control as much of all of that as we possibly can and be the team we want to be. I think that's the challenge. Whatever the situation of the game is tomorrow, we have to be the team we want to be, and it's exciting.
Russell, obviously Cyril and Hamza came back late. How ready are they for tomorrow night?
Well, they're not ready to start a game yet. They're not ready to play 90 minutes, but they're definitely ready to contribute, as is Gas. So Gas is not ready to play 90 minutes, but they all played 45 minutes on Saturday, so it put them in a really good place, and I like a lot of what I've seen from all three of them. They're all very different, but they're three players that excite us, the chance to work with them and hopefully keep them here and excite them about being here. And until they're not here, we will work with them, and they can definitely help us. All three of them can add, so we'll see them at some point over the two ties. How many minutes will be defined by how the game's going, and but they're physically ready to help us, just not over 90 minutes yet.
And Danilo, obviously last year he was injured this time and it seemed to affect him, lack of pre-season, but how impressive have you been with his contribution?
I think when you miss pre-season at any age, it's really difficult. You're playing catch-up then for a long period. So he's been great, Danny. I really enjoy working with him. He doubles up as translator. He speaks about 5 languages, so he's technically really good. He scored some really nice goals pre-season. He links the game well. And what I love about him is he gives everything in every session, absolutely everything he's got, and wants to learn. As I said, he helps us a lot with the other players as well. So he's been great, and I hope he can take that form from pre-season into the season.
Just on obviously it's a new start for you, the new regime for the takeover. There's going to be some patience required as everyone finds their feet, but just in terms of the style of player you're looking to implement, how much is patience, just even within the stands, the way that the fans interact with the team, it's going to be a patient approach you're going to take. It's going to be a lot of deliberate, the way that you work the ball into places you want to go. Yeah, it needs to be patient, but it needs to be quick, and there will be times where it won't require much patience, there'll be time where it will. So I think it's not all going to be plain sailing. There will be some bumpy moments, but we have to make sure that they are everyone can understand and see what we are trying to achieve, and that the team has enough moments that people can feel excited about. I think the second half against Bruges did that. The first half did the opposite, and then the second half, I think hopefully people started to see that.
we'd have loved another game or two open and at Ibrox, but the pitch is not ready, and that was so early for the game to, well, it wasn't, it is now, it's in good shape, so we didn't want to jeopardise that. The Bruges one was really early for that pitch, and the ground staff did brilliantly and have done since. So, yeah, I think we have to. There will be times for a bit of patience and calm, but the patience needs to come when we have the ball in the opposition half, not near our own goal. So I think that'll be the message. Is we're going to need the supporters. They were amazing even in pre-season friendly second half. They've been brilliant whenever we bumped into anyone around the city. They've been amazing. And they are the most important people, and I hope they can feel a freshness and a new energy in their team tomorrow night.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, gentlemen, you back?
Oh, indeed.
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, there was something that I really liked. I admire his honesty, but some of the questions I wouldn't answer. If he's giving away things about players, obviously he can change his mind. It could be a double bluff, but I wouldn't give him anything personally, you know. We don't know who's fit, and we'll see what it's going to take as well. We'll pick the team as close to kick-off as possible, give everybody the best opportunity. Why give the opposition any wee fillets? But just me, but I do like the way he's conducting himself. He seems a very respectful human being, and we'll see where it take it. Like everybody, Bridge, he'll be judged on results.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I agree with you. I wouldn't have asked, and I never answer a question after mine. I can't stand them all. But the manager, he's got to speak. He's got to speak.
The last question you were asked, you said no comment, no comment, no comment.
That's it, you know. That's the kind of thing. I would love for our manager to do that. To just, if he's made a statement, he said something, they're going to ask him questions. Like, that was a question, I'm not answering that. As simple as that, I'm not answering that. No, too early. No, well, no, players aren't ready yet. Anything at all like that, or just a no comment. Anyway, the man's, you're right. He sounds nice, and he's willing to take part in whatever communications going with the press. Personally speaking, I don't want that, but I don't run Rangers. I wish I could, but I certainly wouldn't be speaking to the press. No, the press in Scotland anyway. That's for sure. But he's done it, and he did well. I thought, like yourself, I was impressed with the way he speaks and how he speaks. He dampened any massive expectation. This is not the biggest game in the world. Basically, he's saying it's a big game, but it's not the biggest in the world. It's not a season-defining game. In my head, and Ridgeman says it is a season-defining game if you don't win it. So God knows where we would be if we lose it. That's the way I look at it. Sorry, taking up too much time.
It's a big game, and it's a big game because of where it takes you potentially in that competition, which comes down to finance, no football. If you're honest, it's a big game for finance, not for football.
I would say it's a bigger game for the board rather than the manager and the players. I know we want to be playing at the higher level, and we see the financial incentive that's in front of us, but as a support, we have see with that interview, I'm a wee bit the other side, because we've been kept a wee bit in the dark about actually watching our team so far with our pre-season. We haven't really judged them on the Bruges game. The first half wasn't particularly great. There was improvement the second game, but the closed doors games with TNS and Barnsley, Dunfermline, Hamilton, so we don't know how they're going to set up and who's going to play where, but we can only gather for the teams that he's keeping picking. That's what we're kind of guessing the lineup's going to be, but we don't know for sure. So I think the support have got every entitlement to kind of ask questions about who do we expect, basically to be starting tomorrow night and how we're going to go forward. I know the likes of Dowell coming back into the team. No, a lot of the supporters are enamoured for that just because we seen when they played under Clermont. But by all accounts, he went down to Birmingham and had a really good season last year. Same with Davis, and he's under a new management team, a new setup. So who knows? He might all of a sudden turn into the player that he was bought for in the first place. We just don't know.
I'm the complete opposite, mate. I'm 180 for you, mate. I think when you're building up, you just take it as it comes. Behind closed doors, meaningless friendlies at Ibrox, we've all sat there in the bounce games and been unimpressed. We made good teams that we thought were favourites to win everything in Scotland. We've sat there in pre-season friendlies. You don't take nothing out of them, mate. 45 minutes, 11 subs. You're watching a glorified training session. It'll be agreed, maybe no contact. We've all played in them, Bridge. Pre-season games, it was the hardest game of the season for you, wasn't it? No contact. Oh, dear.
It was really difficult for me.
We've all played them, mate. You don't take nothing. You're building up your fitness. He's watching. You're seeing who's drilled. You've got your team in your head as a manager. One or two might displace somebody, maybe because of injury. And you're right, Doyle would be a surprise. If Doyle starts tomorrow night, if we'd have been having a bet in May, I don't think any of us would have predicted him starting, yeah?
No, 100%. But there's a wee bit of that. This isn't a usual pre-season, though. I mean, I agree with a lot of what you say, but in previous seasons we've basically known the players. We were excited to see any kind of new players. We knew the manager, we knew the system, we knew the setup. This year we're completely in the dark, and I think that's maybe adds to a wee bit of how the Rangers support are so negative now, because they've basically only got one game to judge it on.
I think the negativity comes because the manager wasn't the favourite, mate. He wasn't people's favourite.
That as well, I agree with that.
I think that's where people have made up their mind before the race has started. But look, we'll see what it takes us. I don't know how good these players are. And I don't know how good the manager, Russell Martin's going to turn out to be for us, because only time will tell. Bridge?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, as far as the manager goes, I certainly, I was not a favourite. He's not a favourite of mine, and I made no bones about it whenever I've spoke. He's not a manager I would have brought to Ibrox, but he's here. I'm going to support him, and let's see how he gets on. And I say that about a lot of the players that are still at Ibrox. I didn't think we should have bought these players or got these players, whatever we want to look at it. But they're there, and some of them, may I say, maybe two or three of them, have proven to be just every bit as bad, in my opinion, or poor, in my opinion, as I thought in the first place. But we're here, we're where we are. He's got nice big centre half that I'm looking for, maybe two. So I'm not going to argue with him. I'll wait to see how he does in the games, and let's see how it goes. I wish him all the luck in the world, of course. Him and the players for tomorrow night is desperately needed. Good result for me. Let's do it. Go out there and show the world what we can do.
A sellout, AK. Yeah, and the fans have bought the tickets, supported the club, revenue into the team. Good positive thing, and hopefully, if you like, the 12th man can maybe drag us to a more positively. But I think we want to win the game, and hopefully we get a stronger positive result driven on by the fans. And I believe we're favourites, AK.
Aye, no, you're right. Ibrox, I mean, wow, there's been some big teams came to Ibrox over the last 5-6 years in particular, and they've went with the tail between the legs, and that's doing a lot to the crowd, pushing on the players to get to levels where they didn't think they could get to, and get to European final. I mean, the last 3-4 years we've been to Europa League final, got to the quarter final last year, and we've beaten some big teams, going toe to toe with the two teams that got to the final, with Manchester United and Spurs, who eventually won it, and we should have beat them that night as well. So that's how big Ibrox, the crowd, can be for the team. And you're right, the bookies make us favourites. Believe we're 5-6 to win the game, 27-10 for the draw, and Panathinaikos are 100-30 to win. So they're expecting us to come out of this game with a victory, and let's hope we do. Take it out of Greece, because we know the temperatures are there is going to be probably in excess of about 30 would maybe even higher. So if we're going out there with a 2 or 3 goal lead, brilliant, and everybody's sent home happy, as our manager just intimated there.
Aye. What you said about the team, it's going to really be interesting who we pick, EK, yeah? You know, obviously there's new players and who the back four is going to be, and is it going to be Jack Butland will be starting goals? People have their own thoughts on that. But I thought Butland for maybe 15, 16 months, but if the manager picks him, he's what we've got. I hope he's a storming game. In fact, I don't hope he's a storming game. I hope he leans against the post for 90 minutes with nothing to do and the ball's would never end, but I don't think he'll pan out like that. Yeah. But we'll see what it takes us, and it's really going to be interesting what the starting 11 is, Bridge, yeah?
Absolutely. Steve, before we go into that, can I just ask you a question? You mentioned the season tickets being sold out, and so they were. But I read a wee snippet saying that they sold out all the season tickets plus an additional, now I can't remember if it was 1,800 or 1,080. I think it was 1,080 seats, season tickets sold, an additional, you know. Where did they get that from? Do you know? Oh, wait a minute. Is that the new seats?
Where you sit.
Just before.
You might not have noticed, but they've done a bit of work in your stand.
Oh, yes, I've forgotten all about that. I'm just thinking, you know, that's what it is. Thanks very much for that. I didn't realise. Back to you, Oxtail.
just to see that he's very attentive where Bridgeman is sits at the tech. Oh,
you get the eye in the ball there, Bridge.
Well, you know, I have to say, I just never thought of anything other than the season tickets. So I'm thinking, well, I can't remember how many we've got, like 40,000 season ticket holders, 44,000 season ticket holders, or whatever. And all of a sudden, there's another 1,000 appearing. I'm saying, what the hell did they get the season tickets from?
It wasn't, the way I read it, it wasn't additional season tickets. 98% of the season ticket renewed. So see that 2% that didn't renew, see the number that you said, they're on new season ticket holders.
Right, that's probably what it is. Sorry, thanks for that, AK. Thank you.
Yeah, you're spot on. Remember, there's people drop off every year for different reasons, of course, yeah. Unfortunately, some people no longer with us, and obviously people have got their own reasons in that. And a 90% renewal rate is pretty high, AK.
Oh, magnificent. And one thing about the Rangers support, they certainly back our team, and long may it continue.
Aye. And we're crying out for success, and even the people have a different slight. I don't know if they have got a different slightly view than us, mate. They've just got maybe a different outlook, if that makes sense. So obviously, we accept everybody wants the team to play do well, AK, yeah?
Oh, of course. It's a new direction. We're stepping into the unknown a wee bit now because we've got new ownership there. We don't know what their long-term plans is. They've told us, but what they can tell us in the camera and what they're saying in the boardroom can be two totally different things that we've found out to our cost in the past. But we've just got to place a blind trust in them, so to speak, and trust them who they've picked as the manager. They've done the due diligence and the interview process, and they picked Russell Martin against a lot of the Rangers support's first choice. But do we have a great pick as a first choice? Because you look at who the support did want in the dugout before, with Barry Ferguson and with Gio and with Beale, and it's not exactly a great success rate. So it's a wee bit of blind faith.
I don't know if the support. Gio, I would say, when Stevie G left, was a popular choice. After that, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if Beale was universally popular when he came in the door, but he got a bit of support because he was Stevie G's number 2, got a wee bit of time. Obviously, Philip Clement, let's be honest, we knew when you looked at him, he had a bit of pedigree, and he played with Belgium internationals, with experience. Came in, started quite well, but I don't know if it was universal. You know, and Barry was coming in, was popular with the support as a stopgap, but I don't know if it was ever going to be universally popular if he was getting the job. You know, but who would be universally popular, if you're really honest? Yeah. It's like having 4 people in the race and you say, right, who's going to get it? We'll have a vote. technically somebody with 26% would get it, wouldn't he? Could win it. So I don't know how you solve that problem. You've got to let the guys do what they're paid big bucks today, and hopefully, this time it works out Bridgeman, eh?
Oh yes, absolutely, Paul, absolutely. And everything you said there is just, the same words are being said by virtually every Rangers supporter, because it's all there. Our recent passes, for some reason or other, we let one manager go in and another one comes in thinking this is a bee's knees, blah blah blah. It's all there. All these things are in everybody's mind. I do sincerely hope this manager is not going to turn out to be a fraud or anything like that. I really do hope he manages to pull the players together and show a wee bit of form, or make them show a wee bit of form, and show a bit of form for himself. He's came across really well up to now, and I'm pleased with him up to now. But we'll see what happens. I really don't know. I really don't know. Tomorrow night is going to be dynamite for us. Dynamite.
Yeah, and you're right, Bridge. I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know how it's going to pan out. Yeah, because Simon, the other thing I found interesting, and we'll hear the second part shortly, okay, when he said that in 5 or 6 weeks the team will look different, a lot different again. Yeah.
Yep, I picked up on that myself, pal. There's still some dealings to be done, and it's the transfer window shuts at the end of August. So that's I know we've got to name a European squad and that and now, but there's still a lot of business to get done with people leaving the club more so than more bodies coming in, and the more bodies you get out, the more you'll need coming in. So I think there's certainly still a lot of work to be done, and you're not going to complete, in one transfer window. I mean, I think you're deluded if you think he was going to be doing that. So he's going to do as much business as he can, and he's going to look at the particular weak areas of the team. And I think he's addressed that. What you're saying about the physicality, the height, the availability of players. He praised the medical team today for only having Asgard as a kind of casualty so far in the pre-season stuff. So everything seems to be in order that way. So he's going to address the weak parts of the team first. He'd have looked at all the games last year and then went, right, well, we need more physical. We can't get bullied off the ball. We need to improve our set pieces, our corner kicks and things like that, and the high press. And, so all the kind of technical aspect of it, they've been working a lot. And it's just going to take time to knit together. But, you don't get time at Rangers.
No,
it's all about wins.
And no offence to the lad, if he said he wanted to sign physicality and pace, no offence to when Lyle Cameron came bouncing into the changing rooms, yeah. Have you seen some of the pictures him walking out with the centre halves?
And we asking and all.
They're really, Bridges enjoyed just watching them now. We don't know how good they're going to be.
It's magic, man. It's magic.
Land of the Giants.
Magic. Yeah, well, what can you say? Seriously. I know we've had some big centre halves, don't get me wrong, we're 6'3", 6'4", sort of close to it. But this guy seems to dwarf everything. I'm delighted. I'm like a cat with 9 tails, I'm telling you. I'm just delighted with it all. I've always wanted 2 centre halves, big fellas and fearless. And I think that I believe that's what we're getting. So let's see how it goes. Let's see if we can actually.
So you wouldn't have
create a
signed
defence.
Baresi
I know you're
Bobby
going to
Moore.
say it.
You would have signed Baresi and Bobby Moore.
I've got to say, I'm basing it on
Cannavaro.
what we've got. There's a million of them. Absolutely fantastic. Mascherano's my favourite. Mascherano. Barrett said Mascherano would have been mine. Anyway, I've got to say, I just think I'm so happy. I've been saying it for God knows how many years now. Get us some height, get us some beef, Get in there and don't be feared. Just go out and do it, Sorry.
Listen, I get your point, Bridge. You've always said that about the bullying. I don't think that there's times, but I don't care really if they're 6 foot, 6'2", 6'4", 6'6", as long as they can play. And I think sometimes you know, I don't want to just have a go at, say, Robin Proper, for instance. But when you see him the first time you see him, you thought, oh, he's not very quick. All right, maybe he's a bit rusty. Can he run? He actually can he run. And you're thinking, how did we sign him? You know, and what was the story? We would have been better not signing him, ultimately. You know, and not having a go at the guy personally, because by all accounts, he's a smashing fella. You know, but in a football, what we've seen, it was just so wrong a decision. Okay, you know, no, he's not alone. There's been others. I'm just using that as an example. So I don't care what size they are. I just want them to be able to play and do what they're at today. Be physical, have a bit of pace about them, and do their job properly. That's all we ask, AK, isn't it?
Aye, definitely. As you say, I mean, there have been mistakes in the past. You're singling out Proper there, but there have been mistakes.
That could be like a whole show on its own.
And it's just no been an enjoyable watch. And see, the galling part now is the way this is panning out and playing out with Proper as well. We bring him in and put him on a contract where, you know, he's like, right, well, if I move on now, I want the wages, and that's where we've had problems in the past. So just go, you know what I mean? Come to some sort of thing with agreement and just go and fill up a space where the manager can get another player in there that he wants.
Before, AK, I'm not walking away from $1.5 million. I know it's not a lot of money to bridge, but it is to me. You know, that's modern football. I get it. Obviously, I think a deal will be struck, and I think it's coming soon. But I get it, mate. That's even though he might not even be involved in any conversations. It'll be his agent.
Yeah, but I just? Oh, sorry.
No, on you go, Bridge. On you go.
I was just going to say, if there's a deal for a transfer of Robin Proper, and that's between the two clubs, done. Robin Proper has got no right to ask for the rest of his contract. He's either making a deal to sign. The two clubs are going to sign, or one sign, one release. That's the way it is. If you get signed, you get sold, and the transfer fee is good as the transfer fee.
Yeah, but if you don't sign and you'll stay, it's a difference of wages he's wanting.
Of course, I'm trying to say that. I was just about to say, whatever his wages are going to be, maybe a minuscule compared to where the salary he's going to get for the next 12 months from Rangers. And if I was in Proper's foot and it was like that, then I would stay too. I wouldn't throw away £1.5 million if that's what it is. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't know if that is the figure, mate. I just popped out there. I think he's got 3 years left of his contract. And there's another thing. If that's true that somebody gave him a 4-year contract, it's shocking, AK. Shocking.
It just comes back to the previous bad business what we've done and who approved them.
Aye.
You know, so aye.
You know, when I read that, I thought he was on a 3-year contract. I read over the weekend he was on a 4-year contract. I don't know what's true, but let's assume he is on. Let's assume he is on a 3-year contract, and they've offered him a 3-year contract at less money than what he's on at us, say £5,000 a week. Well, still adds up to £750,000 quid. So you're going to walk away from it. Yeah, it's a lot of dough, mate.
It is.
Yeah, I know it ain't in football terms. But at his stage of his career, so he'll not be looking for all of that. He'll be looking for some of it, you know, and they'll be looking to come to a deal, etc. Yeah, and I don't agree with it in the moral side of things, but I understand it in the pound, shillings and pence, and I think we'd all be the same.
Oh, so it could be worse. You could be talking about Jack Grealish or Rashford at Man United. They're on astronomical money.
Look at Pogba at Man United.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know?
Aye. It's modern football, isn't it?
Aye, so look, that's what it is. You get the contracts, mate, and that's how you've got to be ever so careful. And I think, no offence to Robin Proper, I don't think it was his character that let him down. I just think he didn't have the attributes to play at our level and our game, and under the pressure that you have to play. Because he had some decent games. Europe against them, Ibrox, he was okay. The game that he scored the goal, but there was other games. Briggsy didn't look like a player at all, did he?
It looked as to me, whenever he went to take a run for the ball, his starting pace was miles off it. By the time he got to the ball, it was a lunge. You know, he knew he wasn't going to get to some of them, and lunging in and possibly causing fouls or free kicks or possibly even injury to other players. But we can do without that. You know, it just wasn't the initial burst for a player. It has to be good if you're going to get the ball. If you're in your mind and all your coordination saying that's my ball, you need to be there when the ball's there, not 5 seconds after it. You know, and anybody who plays football at any level, it's got to be there. The timing has got to be right. Otherwise, you're just going to cause yourself an injury or possibly opposition an injury. And you're make a complete fool of yourself sometimes. However, I know we've done it. I know a lot of players have done it. But seriously, you've got to have that confidence in yourself and that wee bit of burst of pace. And Mr. Proper at times didn't have that pace and was caught himself out.
All right. Well, hopefully the deal will get concluded and it's suitable for both parties. But, you know, listen, as supporters, we say, I should do this and do that. But would we, we're honest in that situation? Yeah.
No, well, this is the thing, no, Ox. It's no what the guys are earning in a week. Well, a lot of them are earning in a week, and it's the working man's taking a year to get that sort of money. So we can't relate to it. But I know what you're saying. I mean, they've got a short career in essence, but they're going to be leaving very rich young men when they do retire. It's a totally different game these days than what it was 40, 50 years ago.
Aye, it's changed, mate. Right, we'll hear the second part of Russell Martin's interview. So if you don't mind, chaps, get yourself on mute, and we'll hear the second part for Russell Martin.
Russell, you say that this game won't define your season, but how much could it set the tone for the season, do you think?
Oh, it could be hugely important for us. It will be. Whatever happens, the plan is to win it, to progress, and to build from there. But whatever happens, we will have something to gauge where this group is at, for them to feel it, the players, what we're asking them to do, to learn a lot about themselves, for us to learn a lot about them. So it will not define us, but it is important. They're all important.
You said there, you said that in a previous answer that you want to show that the team that you want to be. What do you want to be?
Dominant, in control, aggressive, fast. To outrun and outfight the opposition. I think we have to do that. We had two Rangers legends and a legend of the game in this week who supports this club, and there's the same conversation with every single one. It's about what this club means to them, and we have to represent that as much as we can on the pitch, and that's to try and be, like I said, as dominant as we possibly can in every aspect of the game we can be.
As I was going to ask you, Russell, obviously the three iconic figures that dropped in to speak to the players, just how much value do you take from that personally, and how big a help was it for the players? Maybe even some of the new boys coming in and hearing from these guys and what this club means and represents? Oh yeah, hugely. And then we had John Brown and Lee McCulloch at the game with Ian Durant as well the other day. It was great to see them. So I think the door is open to them whenever they want to come in. People who have had success here, they know what it takes. They know what the club is about. They support the club. They felt what it means to be here and be a big part of it. So I think anyone that can impart some wisdom on that and some experience, and people that have had big success here as well, is hugely helpful to me, to the staff, to the players. So. It's been great having them in. It's been really nice. The energy around the training grounds, seeing some of the players who are in awe of these people is brilliant. It just reminds you that the players are just human as well. You know, the same as us. They have people they look up to and they aspire to be like. This group will have a chance to create their own history, their own legacy, and that has to be the message here all the time. You have a chance to come here and do something really special and win things together and do that, and that has to be the aim for us this year.
For some of the players that you've inherited in this squad, have you noticed any kind of scar tissue from last season or previous seasons? Have they been really receptive and almost treating this new era and this new?
Yeah, I'll tell you tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. I think it's the biggest test. So is not like sometimes not a true reflection. What we've seen in training, they've been amazing. They've come with fresh energy, with willingness and openness to new ideas, to new demands, to some maybe different rules to what they've had before, and they've been great the way they've embraced it. And now the biggest challenge for them is to do it in front of 50,000 people with a game that means so much to so many people, and that's for any football player, I think, is the biggest test, to be yourself in them situations. And the more they're themselves, with what we've seen over the last 4 weeks, the more chance we have of winning and being successful. So I hope, and we'll do all we can to enable them to be themselves and to play with the same freedom and enjoyment and aggression and willingness to run that they've played with in the last 4 weeks.
Last few guys.
Just how much could a positive result tomorrow night help accelerate what you're trying to do with these players on the pitch, but also help build that bond with the fans off of it too?
Yeah, I think for the team it will accelerate the learning and will improve from tomorrow, whatever happens, no doubt about it. But I think one of the things that has to come out of it is that the supporters leave feeling positively about their team, their new look team, the way it's going to start to shape up. Will be by no means the finished article. There's a lot of work that needs to go in, but in 4 weeks from what we've seen to now, the group's been great, and they have to put that on the pitch tomorrow. And if they do, hopefully the fans will leave feeling excited about what's to come and start feeling a real connection. Because I think if we can be connected, the whole club, Ibrox here, the supporters, if this club has that, with that energy, I think it's going to take some stopping. I think it's really powerful that we have to all believe in something, and that will be how much the players are wanting to win, the hunger, the character, the desire they show, and I'm confident we'll see that.
Are these the kind of games where you learn to trust your team and learn to trust your players, because so much of it comes down to individual mentality once they cross the line?
Yeah, they have to trust the work they've done, so they have to trust each other, they have to trust the work that we've given them, and to do that, whatever the situation is, even if we're having a tough moment in the game, even if we're well on top and we're having a good time, they have to trust the work and stick to the work. Otherwise, it's pointless. So I think we have a really clear framework to work in. There are some non-negotiables and principles of our play that will remain the same whatever the situation, and then they have to feel things. And tomorrow night they'll feel it for the first time properly. So they will, hopefully, as much as they possibly can, help each other on the pitch, and we'll help them as much as we can from the side. It's not always easy, but we will. And then they just have to trust that we will support them through it. As long as the intention of the team is good, we can always accept when mistakes are made or whatever, but the reaction has to be good and the intention has to be good. So they'll never get criticised if the intention is good and to be us. The only problem we'll ever have if they're not brave enough or willing to run enough, and I don't think that'll be a problem.
Last one, Alan.
You talk about legends, Russell, a modern day one, leading the team out tomorrow night. How important has James been?
He's been great,
the last
yeah.
5 weeks, and a real testimony to him that he's still there, still leading the team out.
Yeah, it's not all been easy and comfortable for him over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Really challenging us to do some stuff that he's not used to doing, and he's been great. He's been really good with it, actually. There's been him, John Suter, these guys have been really vocal, really supportive, really helpful. I think for young players to see an older player ask a lot of questions and be willing to try and take loads of stuff on and learn very quickly and then help others with it, has been fantastic. And I hope we can give these guys a platform to really show what they can be as players. I think some of them have. Tav's been able to do it over a long period of time here, which is not easy at this football club, and to be captain for a long period of time as well. I said that, so I don't think that can be underestimated, how difficult that can be, the weight of the responsibility that brings. But I really hope we have some guys that maybe haven't been given a chance to show the best version of themselves, that they really can, and they can surprise some people, and people will see them in a different light, and hopefully Tav feels that this team can make him look very, very good, and he can really play to his strengths, and he's been great, as I knew he would as a character and as a person and on the training pitch as well.
Right, thanks for that, Mr. Fox. Thanks for that. Again, interesting stuff in there, and he's right. He said we'll not be able to judge to 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and that's right, and then we'll have a lot to debate and talk about and discuss. hopefully it's all positive, but of course, the term it's been used is going to be bumps in the road. No, everybody's going to have a good game. Some of the new players might not start half great. Some of the other players might slip into tight, which would upset us all, I think. But only time will tell, and it's going to be really interesting what the team's going to be, if you like, the starting 11,
Yeah, and as you say, it's all about results and getting the win. You said the other night, I don't really care how we play as long as we win, and I think there's maybe that philosophy in there, but I think Russell Martin is keen on the team kind of playing well and implementing his ideas, the high press, but obviously win the ball back high up the park, but have that defensive mind, obviously out of possession. But, we've got to keep our shape. We can't leave the wings isolated and pick holes and stuff. So, but all that comes with time and working together and building relationships with the kind of newer players and stuff. It's imperative we get after that win that we're all looking for, and the bonus is just getting the crowd, that good performance that we're looking for, and sending them home happy and optimistic about what's in front of us for the rest of the season.
Aye. Listen, I don't know if I like the dominating the football. But I think we dominate the one base games we play. We have to put the ball in the back of the net bridge. And then that takes the pressure off of defence.
Yeah, it's a given that they've got to score. If we want to be, shall we say, back up higher again, playing higher football, and be good at it, you have to score goals. I know we've scored some goals and some great goals, but we need to score more. I think it's as simple as that, to be honest. We need to score more goals overall. And so that might mean, I don't know, I don't even know some of our forwards that are going to be here next season, to be honest. The doubts that are hanging around, But like Egamani, if Egamani comes on and he's, let's say his best season being 14 or 15 goals, then we need Egamani, if he's going to be he's going to be centre forward, to be scoring double that. Just get up there and just put the ball in the net, son. He's got the skills, he's got the quality. He should be able to do it. And given the chance, which I don't know if he's had, but given the chance, I'm pretty sure he might be able to do it. Bring it up to himself. But then I'm picking him out and he might be leaving. So good. It's just can be a bit of a kerfuffle, sorry.
Yeah. Listen, we don't know. We're pairing them tomorrow night, or we're centre tomorrow night. If you're looking at it, it looks as if Daniil will lead the round, but he's also mentioned that we go with 2 at times. We don't know, mate. We don't know, and why should we know? He's got to keep his powder dry, yeah.
Aye. He's not going to tell the opposition manager what his team is, even though he reckons that he knows exactly how we're going to set up because he's watched previous Russell Martin teams,
If he does, he should give us a phone because we don't.
Exactly, I know. I don't know how he's managed to figure that one out. So, but I think he'll start with Danilo. He seems to be featuring in all the pre-season stuff now, until Egamani and Dessers come up to speed. But I think we'll see Dessers and Egamani on the park as well. I really do, and maybe even Gassam if they.
I mean, he's sort of intimated they're not fit to play 90 minutes. Doesn't mean one can't start and one, and you'll get 5 subs now, mate.
Correct, yep.
So I'll be interested. Listen, before we go to the tune, because I'm going to do that every night this week. And I think it's on the right to remind everybody who can make it to Drumchap on Saturday. The Robert Calhoun Mulholland Memorial Parade will take place Saturday, 26th of July. And it leaves Drumchap Orange Halls at 9:45 for 10, and everybody who knows is welcome to go along. Rangers Radio will be represented. Supporting our good friend, Big Stevie for the drum, who takes his time and organises that. So one of the 66 who came from the northwest of the city will never be forgotten. It's very admirable what the big man does. So we'll be shouting that out every night this week. Even on the match night and on Wednesday night, you'll get the full lowdown from our very own Big Stevie, who'll be with us. In fact, I wonder who's on with him. What do you think, AK? Who'll be on with him? I wonder.
Oh, that question's
Bonnie and
difficult.
Clyde.
That's difficult.
The two Ronnies. You know, anyway.
Jack and Victor.
They don't like, the two they didn't like was Francie and Josie. They didn't like that. And Fran and Anna. They got upset with the two names. I don't know why.
What about Ronnie and Reggie?
No, I didn't worry about that. I don't know why. Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening, boys. If you don't mind, get yourself a mute, because we're going to have a chat.
I close my eyes and picture the lovely Ibrox Sea. I never even think about the 40 shades of green. The lads that I will sing about, King William's chosen few, are a credit to our loyal club in their shirts of royal blue. I think that I can see again Davy Wilson on the wing, Miller, Brand and Henderson, for praises we did sing. Greg and Shearer played their part, and Slim Jim Baxter too, and they lifted many trophies in their shirts of royal blue. The Hibs, the Hearts, the Celtic, the two teams in Dundee, and the Northern Lights of Aberdeen don't mean that much to me. And other teams throughout the land have supporters, just a few, but the team we love is Rangers in the shirts of royal blue. I think that I can see again Davy Wilson on the wing, Miller, Brand and Henderson, the praises we did sing. Greg and Shearer played their part, and Slim Jim Baxter too, and they lifted many trophies in their shirts of royal blue. And they lifted many trophies in their shirts of royal blue, and lifted many trophies in their shirts of royal blue.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Wow, one of my favourites. One of my favourites from Mr. Fox. What a tune. Take you back, Bridge. AK, what a tune.
Brilliant, outstanding. Well done, Fox.
Yeah.
A few legends mentioned in that song.
Well, if you just take the forwards of our benches, Davy Wilson, Henderson, Miller, Brand and Wilson. Yeah.
Aye.
Well, Miller, Brand and Henderson and Wilson. The goals that they scored. If you take the time and any younger there, just look at the stats for Davy Wilson and played wide. It's phenomenal, mate. Phenomenal. Don't know if we ever took the time, AK.
Aye, superb. Bridge there. What do you think?
Back
there,
again. And Slim Jim Baxter too.
Yeah, you like that one, Bridge?
And they lifted many trophies in the shirts of royal blue. Gun yourself, boys.
By the way, see me 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Mrs. B will be wanting to do her in. She'll be sick of hearing that song.
There's a lot of truth in that, by the way. There's a lot of truth in that.
Am I right, Mr. Bridge?
Oh, indeed, yeah. Indeed, yeah.
I remember the day I went up to see him and he said, "See that magic hat? I'm going to shove it where the sun does this."
I love that song, by the way. Absolutely loved it.
She really done you in.
Oh my God, it was great. Those were good days, by the way. Warburton's bread. Oh, I liked that. It was like that way.
You did, mate. Aye.
You used to wind me up and get me to sing it, for God's sake.
I would never mind you up, Bridge, you know that.
Ah, you liar.
I like that tune. It's catchy. It's a good number, and some historic players that played for our club. There's a lot. There's a message in there, AK.
Aye. See, when you think about it, Ox, that's 10 years ago now, isn't it? Mark Warburton was at the club, and their captain, James Henry Tavernier, that's when he joined us, so he's a some decade.
2015, aye. That was it. Yeah, it was round about this time, but it was early. We played that first game against Hibs, and Tavernier scored a free kick, and Andy Halliday scored a goal, and Waghorn looked like a player, and you're thinking, and some of them were good players. Tavernier's went on to be, he's always led it to a European Cup final, and obviously he's won the 3 major trophies in Scotland. Should have won more. But aye. Seems like yesterday, mate. Seems like yesterday, yeah.
Seems like yesterday when we leathered them at Hampden. Fabulous. In the semi-final of the Cup. Oh, Warburton was going up his nut. If he'd headed him, he'd pulling it out. Fantastic stuff.
I've not recovered for that fine, and the fine I got, and the way back for the Cup final.
Foxy boy, the great guide. Great guide. I just turn left here. It's all right. Don't say that to him, because he'll go in there, come on, and he'll shout and ball and get sore through it.
You were there, Bridge. You witnessed it.
Oh, I was there indeed. You blame me, but and so did he. I'm not having anything to do with that. That's it.
I had a few whoopsies with A cars, didn't I?
You did, pal. Oh dear. Anyway, parked your car on Crawford Street. Left the engine on. Oh my God.
True. That actually goes to pick you up again.
A lot of truth in that, yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yes. Anyway, we digress. I'm going to put you in the spot, Mr. AK.
Oh no, what now?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you what you think the starting 11 will be tomorrow night.
Oh Christ. A stab in the dark.
Just call me Ox.
Butland in goals to start with. I think we've got to go. Tavernier, Shooter, the big boy Giga, I think, starts with Aarons as left back. Rothwell, Diamondi, Raskin. I think Dowell starts for him for some reason. He fancies him, and maybe until the new guys got up to speed with Danilo, and for me, Curtis. I would throw him in there. I'm surprised he's not had much game time, because for what we've seen him against Bruges, he played really well. In fact, personally, I'd be putting Bajrami in the team. I thought Bajrami showed there, but he's kind of, I don't know what's going on there as well. But I just think he'll go with Dowell rather than Meister in new starts. But I think he will chop it up in the second half, obviously, depending on the score and depending on how the game is going in general.
I don't think Curtis will start, but I get your rationale. But most of the team, I sort of agree with what we've seen. And really, if you'd have said to me in May that Dowell would be starting for us, but Southside's always said there's always one, and I think you used the analogy that Stuart Monroe, that Walter comes in, you think these players are going to disappear, and if somebody takes a cudgel up and does well, I'm all right with it. It wouldn't be my first choice in what we've watched in the past, but it doesn't mean he can't be all right in the future. But the manager will live and die by his selections, but I don't think you'll be far away with that team, mate. I really don't. Bridge, you similar? Oh, he's away singing to the missus again,
he just cut me off there. I'm only kidding. Yes, I agree with you. I think that as long as you get your strongest centre back pairing, because that's what we need, the centre back pairing. These games are really tough, and these teams try to cut you right through the middle, invariably right through the middle, and sometimes at cross field through the middle. It's even more difficult. So the centre halves have got to be on the top and top of their game and be able to sort of command their space. And if they're going to let a ball go, then everybody behind them knows about it, including the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper should know how he's going to do and should be able to pick up that kind of thing. Safety in what you do, and be aware and be on top of your game. That's all you can ask.
Yeah, and John Soutterback, I mean, I think we even debated on here when he had his operation, it looked as if he wasn't going to make his starting season.
Yeah.
So if he plays in the first game, all's well that ends well, yeah.
Well, I don't think he's going to. Oh, I do apologise. Okay, carry on. Sorry.
No worries. I think there was a lot of us kind of voiced their frustration. It was on that show with Southside and Mobile. And there wasn't a lot of Rangers supporters too enamoured with John Souttar choosing kind of Scotland over Rangers. But obviously the recovery period has been good for him, that he's made the actual game. So in essence, it was all hullabaloo about nothing. So I hope Souttar comes back into the team, and I hope he performs as well as he can, and he guides the big boys Giga through the match, who probably we expect to start in there alongside him.
What's your take on if Aarons plays at left back? Obviously, it's been rumoured and speculated that Ridvan's going back to Turkey, maybe on loan, yeah? Sure, that would be bringing an end. I think if he goes in the year's loan, he's only got a year left after that, and don't know what will happen. And then Jeffy, the manager's looked at him. We've all seen Jeffy. There was times he was excellent, and times he was atrocious. So maybe seeing that the new manager as a problem position. So he's got somebody in use. He said he could play in both fullbacks, and he's playing him in, if you like, his second choice position. Are you okay with it, okay?
Well, if the manager's okay with it, I'm okay with it, but it doesn't look too good for the future going forward with either Ridvan or Jeffy, to be honest with you, because he's choosing a right back in essence, or two natural position left back, and even young Robbie Fraser there as well. So the fact that he's putting the Aarons in, I think it comes down to a trust factor more than anything. You know, he obviously, the shape and the discipline and things like that, so very well roaming forward. Jeffy does offer that, you know, going forward to make opportunities. But is he the best defender in the world? I would suggest no. But Tavernier's in his natural position there, are they too as well? So he's basically, for me, he's saying that Aarons is a better defender than the two of them, and Tavernier's a better defender than the two of them. So that's the way I take it. I don't know about yourselves.
I think obviously we can't disagree that Jeffy had some good games, but some awful games as well. And Ridvan, listen, he can always come into play. He's been with us a couple of years, 3 years now, I think. And we'll put that was it 3 years? Is this his third season? I need to check it up. I've not looked at it. But look, I think it's time to shake hands and say, well, if we could get a deal, I'd take it with one. He's some decent games for us. He's some decent games playing in the right side of the park there last season. But with the piece, there's no value for cash, if we're honest, Bridgeman, there.
No, it's actually been a bit of a letdown at times. But you're right. Sometimes he's turned it on, sometimes he's not. You know, I actually thought he was going to leave last season, to be honest. And I was thinking, well, and he was injured a wee bit and so on and so forth. And actually, the last time he was injured, we didn't actually miss him until he came back and he was playing at right back. And just as you mentioned on the right, he played not too bad, you know. But no, it's just no for me. He's not a good left back for me. I'm looking for when he gets the ball and he converts from a left back to the old inside left role or the left half role, you know, and he runs up the inside as opposed to running up the wing, and he does quite well holding the ball. But other than that, I just don't see it. I've never rated him that highly. I like he's quite good, but he's not that good. He's not that good. And if we get any money for him, please take it. Or any offers.
Yes. What's your quick take? What would you do with Ridvan? AK, what would you do if you had your choice?
Oh, I would send him back if we can get him off the wage bill, because I think it was 5 million. I think we paid for him, round about that sort of, but we didn't see him for 2-3 months. And for me, see when you seen him at first, Docs, what was your first impression of him? And his stature, his height, you're like, no, you're just not suitable for Scottish football, son. I mean, he did have attributes going forward. I remember him scoring a cracking goal where he taken the ball and just drove straight through. I think it was a Livingston defence and he stuck it away. So he has got that in his armory, but he's certainly no kicked on. For me, left back, I don't think we've had a decent left back at Ibrox for probably Papach. I mean, Barisic was all right, but he wasn't a brilliant defender either, was he?
Barisic had his moments, didn't he? I think he had maybe more moments than the two we've mentioned, yeah. If we're honest, yeah.
You know, he was good going forward. He was good going forward. Good, beautiful passes, yeah.
Aye. But was he the best defender in the world? No, I don't know.
No.
Oh, no chance. Aye. I said I think he'd be good for both parties if he moved on, and obviously we get him in the wage bill and hopefully get a few quid in, and then we might be looking to bring somebody else in, or somebody might come to the fore. Aaron's or Robbie Fraser. Stranger things have happened, but I would say maybe we're bringing one in. I'd be interested to see what that means for Jeffy going forward. You know, you're not going to get through with just 11 players. You're going to need a squad. But that'll be interesting, you know, because he's got attributes. He's young, he's quick, he's got some leap. I don't think he's no brave, but he's at times he's naive and he's defending. So that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Listen, can I just change it?
Sorry, pal.
No, sorry, Bridgman. You go first, then I'll come back in, mate.
No, I was just going to say, as far as Jeff is concerned, yes. He's got to show it this season if he's going to play. He's got to show it. He's had too many chances, I think, to prove that he's a really good quality left back. And yeah, he can run up the park, but he doesn't find the final ball that much. He doesn't create the danger that much. And he's not the greatest defender. He can jump for the ball sometimes, you know, but he's not the greatest defender. His awareness is poor. Well, I don't mean to drag the guy down and all that. I'm just meaning that he's not been the best left back we've had. And this is the season that will prove what his worth is to the fans. I think the fans will tell Jeff pretty soon he's not doing it. That's what I think will happen. Sorry.
Yeah, he just has to be more switched on, mate, if I'm honest. You know, physically he's got it, but he's got pace. He just has to switch on, and there's times when he's switched off, you know.
No, absolutely. Well, I was going to take another wee take on it as well. I think it comes down to a wee bit, obviously, on recruitment and who's in position for the sort of markets we're looking at, because we get Yefty for a separate team, didn't he? He's Brazilian. You know, so if we've got the people that's in situ just now, or even somebody in there in the Scottish market could have went for Penrice, and that would have filled that position long term before Hearts got him when he was available at Livingston. You know, so it comes down to, you know, who's in charge of recruitment and what kind of markets that they're looking at. But we seem to fill positions where, you know, they're not robust enough to cope with Scottish football, where we've got a Scottish boy there at Livingston who's doing well with them, overlook him to go and get a Brazilian for a separate team, and we wonder why it doesn't work out.
Aye, but he is Brazilian, Jeffy. I think he started the games for us last season, yeah. Mm-hmm. But as far as that, we can't criticise him for turning up for his work. But however, when he did turn up for his work, he maybe gave a work like a council worker, you know what I mean?
That's slanderous, you. I was working.
I know, just a shocker, isn't he?
Fair Monday, the rest of the wicked.
It wasn't his amount of games he's played. It's so many performances. There was highs and lows. They were really far apart. There was times you thought, oh, this boy's got something about him. And that champion down here, I said he's got pace and he got up and down that wing. He should just keep it simple. And then there's other times you watched him, you didn't think he played the game. You know, just so highs and lows. More like concentration in me. Anyway, I'll change the subject slightly and maybe people can give us a phone. I want to talk about the summer of 94 and 95, yeah?
Oh my God.
For different reasons. 21 years ago today, we signed Brian Laudrup, and 20 years ago, this time of the season, we signed Paul Gascoigne, and I think it'd be all right if we send over our thoughts and hopes to Paul, and hopefully everything works out for him. I'm not saying he's on death's door, but he's obviously had his health's not the best at the moment, so he gets all the best for everybody here at Rangers Radio. What a player, and Laudrup on this day, 21 years ago, £2.5 million for Fiorentina, 150 games, 45 goals. The 45 goals didn't tell the story, but some of the goals he scored were remarkable in our history. The goal at Tannadice, the goal at Celtic that season, which he done with his head, both of them, which is unbelievable. We consider that hair was never out of place.
Yeah, I think Laudrup was just an amazing player. And of course, the chap you were just speaking about, Gaza, another amazing player. Probably the best signing that Rangers ever made in the modern day. I always go for Baxter as the best signing they've ever made. But in the more modern times, Gaza, my goodness gracious, and Brian Laudrup, together on the pitch, they were excellent. But I think Gaza they had a wee bit of magic, well, a big bit of magic, but Laudrup looked great. He's never a hair out of place, as you say. And every ball was under control immediately, or it felt like that. So both of them would be in the running for the best player Rangers ever signed. Both of them great players. Gaza, obviously, echo your words, what you said about him. Sad news, or sad-ish news. Not worse.
Yeah, hopefully everyone's all right. We wish him all the best. Brian Laudrup obviously waits for post-seasons, aka 3 league titles, 1 Scottish Cup, 1 League Cup, which is surprising, really. You know, with the way people talk, you think they won every trophy in the past. So even with the top players playing, we didn't win every trophy. But there's a cup final when somebody scores a hat-trick, and it's called the Laudrup Cup final. I think that says it all. Okay.
Aye, he was magnificent that day. Gordon Jury is the guy you're referring to who scored the hat-trick, but Laudrup was incredible that day. He scored one himself, or was it 2 he scored that day? No, it was 1, didn't it? The one with Rusey. Thing with the near post and it slipped under him, but some brilliant performances. The skill of the guy, the speed of the guy. You know, he was quite a tall guy as well. I think it was, but just he graced the park, didn't he? As did Gaza. Some of the games that Gaza played as well. The 8-in-a-row game against Aberdeen, fantastic individual brilliance. Aye, and reiterate your words, Ox, what you said there. All the best, Gaza. He's had the troubled times over the years, but talent never in doubt. And the fact that you go, you know, the England semi-final of the World Cup and stuff. So
I had a bit of whoops with my arithmetic, mate. It was 31 years ago today and 30 years ago this summer with Gaza. Yeah, a bit of whoops.
You had a what with your arithmetic? What did you have with your arithmetic?
A whoops.
Okay.
I can't think. It's used to. I feel as if I've been on this show tonight for about 5 years.
Love it, man. Anyway, love it.
But aye. So we wish Gaza all the best, and it was just sailing this day. Laudrup walked in the door. I think he made his with a double header tournament. This is from memory. I haven't checked this out. I think we had a double-headed tournament, and I remember Florentina being in it. We played them. I think we got beat actually, but Loudrop was playing, and everybody. It was all I wanted to talk about because he had some game in a friendly, and I can't remember who else was in that tournament. If somebody out there with 4 in, maybe have a quick look at it and see if I can find it. But I'm sure it was one of the double headers. We played Friday and Saturday. Was Man United the other team? Somebody else? Oh, I need to check that out, mate. Yeah. Unless any of you two can remember.
Can't remember. Can barely remember the weekend. Never mind.
Well, that's
saying 1 year ago.
It's about time you had a good long hard look at yourself.
Same as yourself.
No. Christian, mate. Christian. So, let me see if I can find that. I don't know if that'll be listed, but I'm trying to remember who was in that tournament.
Somebody will phone in.
Aye,
somebody will phone in and tell us.
Phone in, put me in my misery. Yeah. It was definitely a Friday night. Positive.
See, while you're doing that, Ox, can I just say something about Panathinaikos? Had a wee look
of course,
before I came on there the night. Just to fill the listeners in about what we're up against, sort of thing, because a lot of them have got us beat before we've kicked the ball. I don't think there's anything to fear, to be honest with you, because Panathinaikos played in the Conference League last year and we got to the quarters of the Europa, so it's a higher level of competition, the teams that we're up against. But domestically, the Greeks, they only play 32 league games, right? Olympiacos obviously won the league last year. Panathinaikos were 16 points behind them on 59 points. But the thing that stuck out for me is they only scored 42 games in their 32 games, so they don't score a lot of goals. And it just underlines, I had a look at who their goal scorers was. Their top goal scorer was a midfielder, Jurisic, who scored 7 goals, 1 assist. He's a Serbian, but their star player is the number 7 that we're looking at. They estimate that he's like 15 million worth. Ioannidis is a Greek, but he only scored 6 last year. And for me, it just says that they're kind of organised defensively because they don't concede a hell of a lot of goals, but they don't certainly score a hell of a lot of goals. So I think we've got a great opportunity here to get by them. Daniel Mancini was a kind of stick out for them. I watched them a couple of weeks ago against Braga. They like to play out for the back as well, but their keeper, Draganowski, he made an absolute howler and passed the ball straight to the Braga boy, and he scooped it into an empty net. So we do a high press against them, put their defence under pressure. I think we could get rewarded. So nothing to fear for me. They're pre-season games. They've played 5 pre-season games. Metalist, a team for Ukraine. Nordsjælland, they get beat with. Schalke was 0-0. They get beat with Braga, and they beat a team for Belgium, Westerlo. So they've not exactly a brilliant pre-season either. So for me, nothing to fear. Get in about them, get the victory, and let's go.
I apologise. It wasn't Florentina. It was Sampdoria, and it was a double header. And it was Sampdoria, Man United, and Newcastle. Yeah, we played Sampdoria on the Friday night, and then on the Saturday we played Man United, and Sampdoria won both games. Man United and Newcastle was a draw, and we beat Man United, so Sampdoria won the tournament. Yeah, a double header. Well, no, the final was between Newcastle and Sampdoria. They played it in a semi-final, and then we played Man United for 3rd place, and that's when the first time we've seen Loudon play for us. We lost 4-2 to Sampdoria on the Friday night, but everybody was talking about Loudon, the way he ran with the ball. Magnificent. Yeah, just a wee bit. Yeah, we played that tournament again the next year. Yeah, Sampdoria come back.
He done the damage against Celtic, Ox, didn't he? Brian Laudrup, he done the damage against them. They were petrified them.
And so was Gaza's record against them was magnificent as well, mate. Yeah.
Aye. Yep. You mind the goal they scored at Celtic Park? McCoist. slotted them in. And then the one at Ibrox where they hit the bar and then we break on them. Gaza Hida.
Off air, I'll tell you, the 2 games, I'll tell you 2 true stories. I can't tell them on air.
Okay.
Yes, I can't tell them on air. Right, okay. Right, aye. Special players, special memories, but I got that wrong. I thought I had it in my head it was 42. Maybe it's because we played that. Remember that purple strip? Maybe I'm getting mixed up. We just had it again a few seasons ago. And we
that
played
was
with
that era, wasn't it?
Aye, we maybe made our debut with that. Maybe that's where my mind's playing tricks. Maybe get some. I'll check that out. But there you go. I was nearly right, Bridge. I was nearly right.
Very near it, pal. Very near.
Yeah. Sampdoria, Fiorentina, they're not that far apart, are they?
No, really.
I can't remember Newcastle. I honestly, for the life of me, I can't remember Newcastle being there.
Yeah.
Right,
All the things you've said about both Laudrup and Gaza, a wonderful partnership when they were on the park. It was really difficult for opposition against us when they two were playing, because they were 2 magnificent players on form, excellent players. And you throw in Big George, the Hammer, throw that in, the power he had there, amazing stuff. Just wonderful to see.
Mr. Fox had said I've got it in my head because he came for Fiorentina. I think he was
There you go.
Was on loan at Fiorentina. I think so. Yeah. Aye, with some magnificent players. They guys, Alberts, Gascoigne, Laudrup at the time. Hopefully, people who brought in tomorrow night can start making their own history. Okay. Let's give them a chance and let's see what it takes us. There's going to be some new players playing. There's going to be some of the old regime with us, you know. And if Nico Raskin gets supported in midfield and carries on the form he had last season, he was a match for anybody he came up against. Yeah.
Aye, he was fantastic. So he was. And I think Russell Martin's got a kind of new plan for him. You've heard him speak before. He thought he was overworked in the midfield and done a lot more work than he should be doing. So if he's conserving energy to put him maybe higher up the park and kind of be that threat, that goal threat that we're looking for. I mean, how do you see us setting up Ox and Bridge? Are we 4-2-3-1? Are we 4-1-4-1? Are we 4-3-3? What's your thoughts?
Well, when I watched the Bruges game, yeah, I thought there was times when we sort of played a 4-5-1, mate. And then when we go forward, then the other 4 midfielders are getting the license, or if you like, forwards are getting the license, and somebody sits. Yeah, that was the way. So there'll be times you could technically, in possession, you're 4-1-4-1, yeah, if that makes sense, yeah. Out of possession, you go to a 4-5-1. That's when I watched the Bruges game, mate. So that's what I took out of that. That was the way I seen the setup. But it's a play on a 4-3-3. If you're right, it's not a new thing. You ask your wide men to trip into gear on a midfield Bridge. You're not really meant to be on you.
No, I think they're going to be. I think it'll be closer to a 4-4-2 than anything, to be honest. I just don't see them. Maybe for the first 10-15 minutes, 4-4-2, see what it's like, you know. And they might be forced to switch to a 4-5-1, 4-5-2. Sorry.
I don't know if we'll have 2 strikers, Bridge. I really don't. All right.
You won't have. You don't think they're going to 2 strikers?
I don't think it'll go with 2 out-and-out strikers.
2 up front, you mean?
What's that?
Did you say 2 up front or just 2 strikers?
I don't see that happening tomorrow night. I don't. The way he sets up, the way he talks, his philosophy in the past, he's always used wide men. And I think
who do you think is going to play?
Yeah.
So who's he going to play up front?
At the moment, I would think it'll be Danilo.
You think Danilo? Okay.
I think so. I mean,
is that because? Can I just ask you? Is that because the 2 centre forwards aren't ready to play?
That could be because of a few reasons.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that could be because of a few reasons. AK, what's your take on it?
I think you're right. I can't see Igaman or Dessers starting. I know we are intimating it there that they might be cup tied possibly, but I read somewhere that.
No, I never said that, mate. I never said that. I never intimated that at all. You're putting 2 and 2 together. Yeah, no.
Well,
his arithmetic's
close
crap,
to
innit?
what I'm intimating, but wasn't there that?
Right. No bother. Anyway, we've enjoyed your call.
Yeah. What I was intimating is sometimes if you were going to be selling somebody for a lot of money, you might not want to.
I don't want them injured. Aye, right. Okay, get you now.
Okay, we'll be joined by old Davey, evening partner.
Hiya guys, how we doing?
Evening.
Hi, Davey.
Hey Alex, how doing,
I'm
bud?
going to be nice to you from now on. I'm all the better for hearing your dulcet tones, mate. I've missed you.
Oh, well, I'll tell you one thing. I'll never ever forget when my birthday is.
Oh, neither will we.
As long as you're walking the planet. But it's marvellous to hear the show back on again. It's, the season's starting again and looking forward to it. It's what Alec and Bridge were saying. I agree with everything we're saying about you can't be negative at this moment. There's nothing to be negative about. So I'm really looking forward to, like everybody else, just to see how this is going to pan out. But I wouldn't read a lot into it on this one game. That's what I'm worried about. Because there's a lot of that jigsaw still to be put together. So if they go out there and just, what we usually would say, go out there, leave everything in the park, see how the game goes, and keep the Bears happy. I'll be happy with that.
Did you finish that jigsaw I bought you?
That what?
The jigsaw I bought you, did you finish it?
No, I never had the bottle.
Did you finish the jigsaw I bought you?
Oh,
I did, but it said it was 2 to 4 years.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. You're right.
There's a reason I do the gags on here. I've got time and you have to just push. Yeah.
I mean, everybody on that. I've met a few years now and it's marvellous. It's really good. I hear a lot of people saying it's great if you see the faces, but I've seen a lot of yous and my Christ, there's some ugly suckers amongst you lot.
No.
Oh, what a shocker. What a shocker.
I've just heard about you. You're all right.
Thank you.
You're all right. No, the guys, I'm only Jason, but Big Alec needs to change his trainers now and again.
The wizard he was, David.
Oh, they were belters, but it was great crack. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to anticipation at this. So it's a big, I mean, I don't think we really realise how big this is at the moment. Everything's all in anticipation, but you want to see it develop into a bigger thing, and hopefully that's what will happen. But everybody's thinking we're going to wipe the flare, but it's not going to work that way. We've got to just take our time with us and sit back and let it progress, but not get on everybody's case if it's not going to turn out what we all want right away. And I don't think it'll turn out. Hopefully it will, but it's a lot of bits of the jigsaw that are still going to be put in place.
Right.
I
get you, David. That's a lot of common sense you speak there, but I think as football fans, if we're honest, we don't come for a point of common sense, David. And the more the right, if it doesn't go away, we'll all be upset and angry, and we'll be saying this, that, and the next time we should have better players in. All the usual things we'll be saying he shouldn't have been played, and we'll critique it like any other game. But I think Russell Martin gave a good answer in the press. He's right. But the season will only be defined by this game. It could influence our season, and it would be great to get one for the springboard for a lot of reasons. But it's not going to define our season. I agreed with that. It would help if we get through the 2 ties and see where it takes us. But it's not going to define it. I think he's right when he says that.
Aye, so they are. So they are, mate. I think he's trying to take the pressure off his team with that answer as well, and off himself, so to speak, as well. But you know what it's like with us as support. We're looking for wins right away, and that's the only way he'll take pressure off himself. As we spoke about earlier, I think the board would really like progression in the Champions League, but we've been there before under Gio, and it wasn't a good experience for us on the football park. Financially, it helped a lot, but it didn't really set us back a hell of a lot that year. And listen, it ended up costing Gio his job, and that was just what 3-4 months after getting us to a European final. You know, so playing with our club, big expectations comes with pressure. You know, but it's just about building relationships, and I'm expecting us to win. To be honest with you, against Panathinaikos, where we progress good enough to the Champions League proper, or where we drop into Europa League is kind of immaterial a wee bit for me. Personally, I would think if we drop into Europa League and then just look at domestic kind of stuff and get our season going that way, but we'll see where it takes us.
Davey, I've been asked when you're not speaking, could you put your phone on mute? And this is a message just for me. When you're speaking, can you leave it on mute?
Hey, Bridgeman, don't encourage him.
He's a shocker, isn't he? He's a shocker.
Just to get a wee bit of background noise for you. You'll not hear it, Davey.
I'm not going to. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Only when you're not speaking. When you are speaking, it's fine, mate. So, you're right, Davey. It's a big game in the jigsaw pieces. There's going to be changes in the personnel. People are going to come in. People are going to leave. But tomorrow night, when the game starts, there's 11 guys in blue jerseys playing a team in green and white, Davey. The favourite colours. Yeah?
Can I come off mute now?
No.
No, that doesn't bother me. I just feel that the transition period at the moment, this game's just slightly a bit too fat, came too early for us. But I think with the crowd that we've got there tomorrow night and seeing what kind of team he puts out, could have done with a couple more here and there, but I think if they get the backing, they know they'll get them. I think that'll lift the team, and then we'll decide, or we can sort of judge who's got it and sort of who's not got it. But it's far too early to turn around even. I know we're all want to win the game, but I want a steady team to go in and win this league, and further on than that.
I mean, we talked about Laudrup's just a few minutes ago. His competitive debut was made away in Athens. We lost 2-0. Didn't make him a bad player, did it, AK?
No, you're right. That's good info there. It wasn't a great start to his Rangers career, for sure. Basil Bowley, mind that interview with Chick Young. He was calling the two of them. They're not good enough for Europe. You can't say that. The guys won the European Cup. Brian Laudrup starred for AC Milan the year before, but Chick was kind of doing a wee bit of digging, but Walter put him in his place, didn't he? But it's different times now for our club, pal. But Panathinaikos aren't as good a team as what we faced against them in the UEFA Cup run. I think did we beat them in that? Or am I thinking of Sporting Lisbon? But anyway, we've played them before in the past, and they have gave us problems in Greece. But at Ibrox, I expect us to win.
We drew them at Ibrox in 2008, mate. Nothing each, and then we went over there, and then we drew 1 each. Natural Noble come off the bench, I think, and scored the goal. And took us through, yeah.
Aye, that was right.
Yeah.
Aye. Good memories.
Again, that's from memory, mate. I haven't checked that out. Aye. But as I say, I'm not saying any of these players that were signed are buying around up, Bridgeman. What I'm saying is the players will not be defined, the new players will not be defined in one game. Yeah, you'll have your first impressions when you see them in a competitive game. Sometimes you stick with that first impression. Sometimes you don't think somebody's very good, and then you think 6 weeks later, oh, this guy's brand new, you know, or you think he's good and he turns out to be a haddy. It's happened both ways in the past.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I just hope and pray that the manager finds his best team in the with the squad he's got now and plays them all in the right positions. I hope that, well, there's going to be, the sound of it, there's going to be some changes, but I hope it's not just because of positional thing. I would like to see players who play in a certain position playing in that position, but it doesn't always work like that, no, you know. But really, you know, we have to have he wants to, shall we say, he doesn't want to tinker too much, but he needs to tinker simply because he doesn't have all the people he wants in on as available. And that includes some players that we spoke about just a few minutes ago. I just want us to have the players that we need. I don't care about anything else. The players that we need, if we got them, get them playing. If we can't play them, they must be injured. That's the way I look at it. However, I'm no daft. I know things are going on in a different realm.
I think we're trying to get up to maybe 7 or 8 players at the door, and I think once hopefully one of the dominoes start falling out.
Absolutely right.
Then
Absolutely
you see players coming in. I wonder the squad's a bit bloated at the moment. And
Fox.
The players are teaming. Yes, mate.
I was going to say, don't know if you've noticed, you probably have. We've had a few legends in the building this week. Do you think that's been a good move for the manager, getting Richard Gough in, Sir Alex, John Gregg, Durant, John Brown, Lee McCulloch in to speak to the team? Do you think that's a good move for him, just to, you know, expanding how it was to play for the club, to win for the club, the principles, your morals, you know, everything, the standards that Rangers have. Do you think that's a good move? I think it is.
I think the most impressive guy coming in and saying, this is my club and this is what you expect, would for people from the outside coming in, would have been Alex Ferguson, mate, even though he didn't have a successful playing career with us at the time of his ways. I think because he went on and done it again, for an outsider in a club would be maybe the biggest effect. But for us, obviously, Gough, Gregg, you know, they're up there. And obviously we enjoy John Brown's commentaries, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know what you think. I mean, in world football, Ferguson's got that pull, yeah, but he's not the greatest ever Ranger. He wasn't the captain of the 9 road team, but for the young guys, they would know who he was. They might know unknown Richard Gough if you walk past him in the street, if I'm being honest, Davey, but they would certainly know who Alex Ferguson was.
Aye, that's a good comment. Sorry about the buzzers.
No, it's all right, mate. It's not, you don't notice it, mate. You're not doing anything wrong. Just carry on, mate. Yeah.
I had my specs on. I was pressing the wrong buttons.
Well, you're going to have to be prepared. You're going to have to up your game, Davey. It's just
Aye, very good. No, very good. I think, but I can't think it'll be marvellous that the whole squad of players should be at that game tomorrow night, and they think they'll see what the Rangers support's all about, and if they can digest that, I think that'll. But as I say, it'll take a few games to see who's got what and what they can do, you know.
What was your take on it, AK? That was my take on it. I'm all for the connection with the past and try to teach what the standards are. I get all that and anything that helps, but I think the most impressive character for world football would have been Alex Ferguson for people who have not got a connection for your club.
Oh, undoubtedly. You're right. Ferguson always speaks well. He's not always spoke well about our club in the past, but he spoke at Walter's funeral a few years ago, and he carried that through life about the kind of standards that to be maintained, and it was Rangers that taught him that, you know. And even when you see the likes of the old Rangers legends now, your Colin Steins, your Peter McCloy, guys of that ilk, they're always clean shaven, smartly dressed. spoke well, and that's the kind of, the morals that it instills in you. I think, was it Defoe as well, it said in a recent podcast that, like say Morelos, spoke about him. He says, and it was a great grounding for him. In fact, he was talking about Bassey for his big move. He says, see you starting your career at a club like Rangers, and it's all about winning and it's all about standards. That'll stand you in good stead for the rest of your career. And Alex Ferguson's always maintained that after he went to Rangers and went to other clubs, he's held the kind of morals, the work ethic, the Glasgow boy, the Govan boy. They're nothing wrong with working hard to get to where you want to be, and that comes for the everything that's instilled at Rangers for me. So I think Ferguson, he was the name, but the other guys, I mean Greg, he would send it home about what playing for Rangers all about. Richard Gough, Durrant, Brown, McCulloch, so I think it was a great thing that Russell Martin's done there for me.
Aye, for him to tap into anything he gets, if it's just 1%, the whole conversation, it's been worthwhile exercise for him, for him and the squad. I wasn't against it, AK. What about yourself, Bridge?
No, I think it'd be. I do agree. It's undoubted that Alex Ferguson would be a really good pull, and people could see him. But there's a lot of folk weren't that keen on Ferguson, the new Ferguson, like of today, representing Rangers in any way, shape or form. There's a bit of that, But seriously, the guy did play for Rangers, and he was at the time he was sitting with us. He was a Scottish record, £66,000 per purchase. So yeah, and he knows about what's required to play for Rangers. So that there'd been any problem there. Plus the character he is, if you could build that in and get it, if you could just see the awe that he's held in by other people, if he could get that over to him being a Ranger at heart, and what it did for him, he wouldn't be there if he hadn't been with Rangers, blah blah blah, and how he said it. That would be wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I want everybody that's been involved with Rangers to always say good things about Rangers. Never, ever, ever say bad things. You can't say good things, hold your tongue. In my opinion, I don't know if anybody else out there that's listening thinks anything like that, but that's my motto. Don't ever say anything bad about Rangers. Say nothing. If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. Thank you very much.
Well, we'll see how that goes at 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
Oh yes. And I don't mean we're talking about two different things. We're talking about, if we're talking about the games that Rangers play. We can all moan like hell, but the club and the way we are and the fans, no, you can't dismiss them in any way, shape or form. Oh, sorry, saying too much. I'm saying too much.
No, it's all right, mate. It's all right. Davey, you intimated you're looking forward to the game, I'm all right, but maybe think it's came a wee bit early. What's your gut telling you, mate? What's your gut? It is a big gut, if I'm honest.
Brilliant. I love it. Thanks. No, it's anticipating what's to come. This is, everybody doesn't really know what we're going to get.
I agree, mate.
And I don't think, if we don't get what everybody's anticipating, I don't think we should jump on the bandwagon like we usually do. But he's the manager's this and the manager's that. If I can see them going out, giving it Everton, getting a decent result, no losing the game, I'll be more than happy.
I believe you've been enjoying with Kilmarnock.
Oh, sorry, I missed it. Oh, evening, Kilmarnock, mate. It's in the boys' gate. Evening, mate.
Good evening, lads. In for injury time.
We'll let it run a wee bit because it's you, Kilmarnock. We're ready for everybody.
I kind of agree with Davey, old Davey, that.
Oh, don't say that, Kilmarnock. She's all.
Probably the first and last time. No, I'm only joking, but I think everybody saying it came too early. I just hope that's no excuses we're putting there already. As far as I'm concerned, I'm about there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow, know what I mean? And I'll be fully supporting the team and the manager. but I just feel we're underprepared. I don't think that the matches we've had before it were any good. I think we knew that they were coming in. I think they knew that Russell Martin was going to be the manager. So I'd like to have a couple of big signings for this match tomorrow. That's how big it is, especially for money and a return of money. You do need to speculate, and they'd come out and say about this 20 million. What is the 20 million? Is it going to be 20 million for signings, or is it 20 million signings and wages? You know what I mean? It's all right throwing that 20 million out there, but what's it actually for?
When you draw it in? Get people out the door, mate, the way it's gone.
I know, aye. People just know what to leave. It does. So as I say, normally each season I'm really positive, but I think just I've been beaten down season after season.
You're apprehensive, mate. Yeah.
Aye.
I get that, mate. I understand that, mate. Because we don't know what we're going to see. I'm hoping that I don't know how good the players are going to be because I don't know them. I keep saying on the show, I've not seen enough of them. I've not seen them in half a dozen competitive games to see if they can stand the pressure and they're good enough to play for our club. And let's be honest, some good players have failed in the past. Yeah, but what I'm looking at tomorrow night to see that if the teams get more energy than we had this time last year at the start of the season, because we were really flat last year. So I'm interested to see that. And I'm interested if you look first European game last year, it wasn't bad away in Kiev. We played in Poland. We got a 1-1 result. Dessers scored the goal late on. Remember? You know, and I thought we would beat them at Hampden. It didn't matter, and I do believe we would have beat that team at Hampden. I really do. And progress. Ibrox. I thought that factor affected the whole start of the season. I'm looking to see even the away game in Poland. There was a lot of energy in the team. I'm looking to hopefully see more energy in the team tomorrow. Hopefully with some better players than we had in the past, mate. That's all I want for. And obviously, the key we normally do. Yeah.
The Kiev game at Hampden was turning until that ref ridiculously sent Jeff to half. Know what I mean?
And also the Redvan man, mate, he gets half injured, tried to shoot a goal.
Yep.
That's what he done. He had a shot at goal and done his hamstring. Yeah, shouldn't happen, mate. It shouldn't happen.
No. Again, if it was a full house at Ibrox, then the crowd are in. When decisions go against us, we get angry, we get vocal. You know what I mean? Regardless of how the team's playing, if we see an unjust decision, we all go nuts. And again, Hampden was. People should have turned. I should have been full at Hampden last year. There was no excuse. See, I thought it's Hampden this and Hampden that, and it's a couple of mile up the road for the city centre. There was no excuse. That should have been full, especially for that game. But you know what? It's done. I want to Panathinaikos and Borough, and I'm hoping AK is right when he's saying that they're not that good at a team, because I just don't think we are ready. But hopefully we are. Hopefully I'm proved wrong. I'll go out there and take a 2 or 3 away to Greece and get through this next round, because it's a massive game. We can't be writing this off. This Champions League qualification is, as much as we want the league, this qualification is the focus. Until it's not the focus, then it's the league. As much as everybody wants the league, but that money can't be a second prize. That's got to be 100% focus.
And you'll get 6 games, mate, and you're not going to win the 6 games. How unlikely you're going to win these 6 games, but if you get through the ties, it's a positive, yeah. And they come thick and fast now. I mean, obviously we'll get 3 shows this week. We're back to normal on Monday. Then normal shows right through the season, and it's going to come thick and fast, the football now. And as you said, them all early. And I get your point. I mean, the guy Cody seems to have been linked to us. I think we're having a testimonial for him. He's been linked to us for that long, you know.
Aye, I just think half that money should be spent by now, and 2 players at about 4 or 5 million in the door and playing in this game. But we've went to the lower leagues of England. People we don't really know. Can people be honest and say they actually know these players that we brought in?
No. I've given my opinion. I've seen YouTube stuff. I've not watched them. You said you've watched the boy Asgard. In the past, I haven't. I've watched him in training. I've watched some of his highlights. He looks great with the ball. He's comfortable on the ball. His touch is good. But I don't know how good he is week in, week out.
For me, Ox and Dilmar, Asgard's the diamond that they were looking for. I think he's going to be your guy that replaces Czerny on the ball. I think he's more direct than Czerny, and I just hope he has the same goal contributions than Czerny. I mean, I don't know if you heard the team that I kind of picked out earlier. I'll run through it quickly. Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Giga, Arns, Rothwell, Diamondi, Raskin, Dow, Danilo, Curtis. That's what I think. I don't know where Curtis will play or no, but seeing I see it, the new signings that we've got, Giga, is he an improvement for Proper? No. Aarons, is he an improvement for Yefty? And Rothwell, is he an improvement for Barn? I would say probably aye, with all them for what we've seen. But the only one for me, the downside, is Czerny is going to be a big loss. And obviously, Dessers and Igaman was our goals for last year. So, but Danilo has been the man that started every game, and he's had goal contributions there the last few pre-season games there. So we just need to hope that they knit together up front and that Ibrox crowd gets behind them and see where it goes, mate. But I do hear you. I do read the forums. I do hear the other podcasts, and we're just in that kind of no man's land where we don't know how much to back them because we don't know a hell of a lot about our own players. But we've got 8 players there out of that team that played with us last year. You know, so we just need to hope that they go out there and carry on the kind of, you know, the instructions for Russell Martin and we come away with a 2-3-0 kind of goal advantage, something like that, you know.
First and foremost, a victory. Anything.
Aye.
It's a bonus. Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Dominic, last word for your good self. Always great to hear from you, mate. Yeah. But go to the gym earlier so you can come on the show earlier, yeah.
Aye, 2 or 3 goals to the Bears tomorrow night and puts us in good stead for next week to get through.
I hope so, mate. And it's a big week, yeah, and then things will calm down because obviously if you play this game, you've got the game at the weekend and then you've got the game next week. By that time, you've no excuses for the fitness because that's a bounce game and 2 competitive games. You'd like to think the team does now. Does they come early then? Yeah, but thanks to Mark. Great to hear from you as always, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure, mate. All David.
Hi, Dominic. Thanks very much for your nice comment. I'll send you a box of Maltesers. You'll get them tomorrow. Aye, thanks, mate. Guys, thanks, guys. It's been great to get this show back on air because it gives me. It's you know what I've said that many times. It's the best show in town, and I'm looking forward to seeing what turns up tomorrow night. So you all stay safe. God bless the Gers, and good night, guys.
Cheers, mate. Always a pleasure, David. You know what I mean, that, mate. AK.
Oh, thanks again for the show tonight. Always a pleasure to be involved with Rangers Radio. Thanks for our callers coming in. We look forward to the game tomorrow night. I'll be going to like Ibrox to cheer the boys on and hopefully become away with a victory. On the Rangers.
Yeah. The one and only Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? Marvellous night. Magic, Oxchair. Thanks to yourself and, of course, AK for buddying me up on this and the techie boys in the background. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, tomorrow night, biggest game of the season. Biggest game of the season. So everybody, get your tickets and get there and do the business and cheer the team on. Keep it going for the Rangers, everybody. They need us. Keep it going.
I think you're 100% spot on. It is the biggest game so far. Yeah. Listen, can I thank Davey? It's always a pleasure. He's a great character. And we do pull each other's leg. He's as good as we can get. Trust me, if you see some of the messages he sends me, love him. The man, what a star, gentlemen. I just wish he'd come on the show sooner and more often because it's always great to hear from Dominic. Always fair his points of view. Of course, thanks to Bridgeman and AK for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:45 with a pre-match show as we build up to a Champions League qualifier at home against Panathinaikos and the start of the Russell Martin reign. Take it away, All School Blue.